field? In the early 70s, Steve needed or wanted a driver's license. Well, I knew a man who knew a man who knew a man. So Steve and I went to the Georgia driver's license office at Central City Park. We met the man. He took Steve into his office, and about 10 minutes later, Steve came out with a Georgia driver's license. And for the record, Steve was a very safe driver, a wonderful memory. In 1972, Elvis was coming to Macon. Steve and I took our lounge chairs to the Macon Coliseum. We camped out on the sidewalk as close to the ticket window as possible. It was a long and exciting night, but we bought our tickets. We went to see a great Elvis concert, another wonderful memory. And Steve talked to me a lot about the 2 times he got to see Elvis. They were big deals. And this is from Denise Brown. No, Diane Brown. Diane Brown. Well, I'm back where I was. Hey. If I could just say a thing or two, I was very fortunate that I got to meet Steve. A principal's got an important job, not that necessarily I was important, but the job was, and try to get good people. And if you met Steve and talked to him for a little while, you might say, well, I don't know, but you never got to the meat of the man and how strong and sweet and kind he was. And the thing about an elementary school, it's supposed to be a sanctuary. When kids go there, they not only feel safe, they know they're safe. And when he was up walking up and down the hall, every single child knew that they loved him and he was sweet and they were safe. And that's about all that you can possibly do for children. But my wife wanted to say this. He came to work for us a little bit, and my daughters just adore him. Again, under the table. And I call my wife Patty Jo. Her name's Patty. When she goes by, her middle name is Jo. And he always called her Miss Thompson, Miss Thompson, Miss Thompson. And then one day, all of a sudden, he says, Patty Jo. And she said, what? He says, Patty Jo. She said, he started calling me by my name. And I said, well, that's sweet. He really likes you. And just the other day, she said, you know, he never called me Patty Jo. He called me Patty Jo. He had to get it out, I guess. But he talked about Elvis. He talked about Elvis a lot. Credit to you. Credit to everything has to do with Elvis. But Elvis was not his only musical hero. Not. He loved Roy Orbison. He loved Buddy Holly. He loved the Everly Brothers. At least I'd heard of all of them. And then I said, well, sometime tell me the top 10 songs you've ever had. And he named one of them, and one of them was the Beau Brummels. Everybody remember the Beau Brummels? Well, I thought they only had one hit. And I said, that was a one-hit wonder. He said, oh, no. Oh, no, they had a lot of hits, a lot of hits. I said, well, I guess I've learned something. Beau Brummels. And then another one was I told him about the Vogues. I said, the Vogues? I said, weren't they on Hullabaloo or something like that after school? He says, yes. And I said, well, how many songs did they have? Weren't they one-hit wonders too? Oh, no. Oh, no. So when he had a musician he followed, he didn't just follow the one hit, he followed the whole thing. Last thing I want to say, when we were selling our house years ago, Steve came to help us. We're having a yard sale. And my wife had a huge collection of records. And then Steve was looking through them, and Patty said, would you like to have one of them? And he said, well, maybe one. And so she said, pick what you want, whatever you want, and you can have it. It was a nice album. He got it. He says, maybe no one? And she said, well, sure. And then he looked up and went, maybe no. So he went out and getting about a half dozen of these LPs. And I don't know, Janice, does he still have a big collection?
Yes.
Okay, well, some of them used to be Patty Jo's. I know this. Not getting them back. When he got to heaven, he's already there. This is just the shell he left behind. He's already there. And I have this belief about heaven myself, taught by years and years of Sunday school. And when you get there, you're met by the big guy himself. You're met by St. Peter, and then St. Peter calls in all the saints and all your loved ones, your parents, your brother-in-law, everybody you ever had before. And this is what I believe, based on my years in Sunday school, that then they ask you, is there anybody or anyone or anything you would like to see to me? And of course you would say, I want to meet Elvis. And of course they'd say, that's fine. And they'd say, maybe Roy Orbison? And you'd say, okay. Everly Brothers? Okay, all right. Anybody else? Bo Brummels? And his, I guess, favorite of all was he liked whatever group was at Woodstock. That was his, what, 67, I think. He would say, I didn't pay much attention to Woodstock. He started talking to me about it. But he was a good man. And I know he's up there, and I know he's gotten to see all his groups, and I just know that he's doing well because he did so well for all of us. Thank you. Yes, that was wonderful.
I think Steve's up there jealous that I'm sitting up here next to Elvis.